Hello, everybody. First masterclass back in the States. What is going on over there? Oh, this is like a balloon from the 4th of July. Still haven't cleaned up over here. I'll give everyone a moment to hop on here. This masterclass was originally supposed to be tomorrow. But that didn't end up working out, so I sent everyone a notification to make sure that they knew that it is in fact today. How are you guys all doing? How is your Tuesday? Ironically enough, I was doing all my master classes in Mexico on Tuesday, and so maybe it's the universe trying to tell me that I should stay on that cycle. Welcome to the Manifest Abundance Masterclass. So guys, if you've been in my circle for long, then you know that I have ran this masterclass before. I did it around the same time last year, and it was just fucking phenomenal. Like, it was the most exciting thing ever. I had so many people like just manifesting crazy things during the time frame of just the masterclasses and beyond. So what we're really going to talk about today is elevating to that frequency of abundance, being a beacon for abundance and abundance magnetism and how it all works vibrationally, so we can come very full circle for you. And I'm going to ask a lot of intimidating questions today that are really going to challenge you and where that state of mind is for you right now. And this bubble or this thing is really bothering me. Got it. And then afterwards, I am going to introduce you guys into the second round of the abundance frequency, where we take all of these topics and take them like times 2,000, because it's all one-on-one live communications with me, which is super exciting. I can't wait to introduce all of that to you. Once again, I'm going to give everyone just a minute to hop on, but there is going to be a replay available as well. And this replay is going to stay up forever, like most of my replays do for masterclasses. I run all my free masterclasses in this Facebook group, and you have forever access to them. So you're on here for the first time, make sure to check out all the past ones. I have my dogs here, as always, if you tune into my masterclasses in the past. So if they start barking at squirrels and running around and being crazy, I have 3 dogs, so bear with me. Oh yeah, and if you do come on, give me a wave or a comment or something, because on Facebook I can't actually see who is on, which sucks, but go ahead and let me know so I can greet you inside. So what brought about this subject in the first place when I first started this masterclass last year, and why I am continuing it? Because being in the realm of manifestation coaching, I realized that wealth and abundance, money, success, everything in this group circle of things is like the most common thing that everybody wants to manifest, right? That everybody has the desire to bring about into their lives. It's a very common subject. And it comes with really good reason, right? Because as we're going to talk about here, abundance is more than just wealth, or wealth is also more than just money as well. But abundance and wealth are more than just money. Money in your account, paper money. And that's where the first subject that's where we kind of go wrong in the first place, is because we are mentally seeking out physical money. That's the first thing that goes wrong here, guys. Because like I said, it is so much more than just money. Abundance, as you may have heard before, is a state of mind. But everything around us is abundance. I'm out here in the woods right now, and all of these trees and these birds around me and these flowers and the hummingbirds and all of this stuff, all of this is abundance. The fact that I have a cup of coffee right here and a glass of water over here, this is abundance. That I have a cell phone, that I have a computer, that I have all these things around me and incense burning over here. Everything about our lives, inside of our lives, is in fact abundance. And when we can tune into that, and when we can like really be grateful inside of those moments and recognize them for what they are as abundance, it expands. Just like all things in law of attraction, right? What you focus on expands. So understanding that abundance is and wealth is more than just money allows you to grow that mindset and grow your wallet at the same time without actually like looking at money and just being grateful for money, which isn't something you can do as well. Being grateful for the amount of money that you have. And I never ask somebody to look at maybe you got like $22 in your bank account. I am not going to be ridiculous and ask you to be grateful for meditate and be grateful for the $22 you have in your bank account. Because although this is something that people say a lot, the emotions that you have behind something is number one most important. The emotions that you have tied to what you're grateful for and the things that are going on into your life. So you're not going to convince the universe that you're grateful for something that you're not. If you're trying to constantly tell yourself, I'm wealthy, I'm abundant, I have this much money in my bank account, and it's going to expand. If you don't believe it, then it's not doing anything. It's all about the belief and the feelings that you have behind those emotions as well. So you can't fake your way towards, being grateful, having gratitude, having presence in your life, and expanding that. It has to be genuine. And you'll find yourself becoming addicted to this once you really start getting into it. So I want to, give me a wave or something. I want to know who's on with me right now. Another reason why, when we focus on paper money, is another reason why we go wrong right away, really is because of the fact that, it's not the paper money that we want, right? Or the numbers in the bank account that we really want. Now, this might sound a little bit confusing at first, but often what we want is what money brings us. So if you had money, just a shit ton of money in your bank account right now, what would you be doing and how would you be feeling? For me, I would be traveling. Answer these questions as we go. And if you're watching the replay, please just interact as if you're alive with us. But if you had just $1 million in your bank account right now, and you did not have to worry about money for the rest of your life, what would you do with yourself? What would you go and do? What is it that would light you up? Like I said, for me, it would be travel. I would love to travel all over the place. If you know me, I love traveling. But for everybody, it is different. But once you come up with this answer, and you can write this down if you don't want to comment on it here, but once you come up with this answer, I want you to then ask yourself to go deeper. Why is it that you want to, for example, travel? Because oftentimes the things that we want, the deepest things that we desire, don't actually have to do with that thing. It has to do with the feeling and the emotions that thing gives us. And we're all craving some sort of different emotion or feeling. For me, things that have to do with travel really have to do with the feeling of freedom and excitement. So that can help you to understand on a deeper level, asking yourself those questions, why it is that you want wealth and abundance in your life, because it can give you these feelings. It can give you the feelings of freedom and excitement, and that means something to you. That's something that can spark joy and meaning behind manifesting wealth and abundance. It links the two already. So you actually, when you are focusing on abundance, when you're focusing on money, when you're focusing on wealth, you actually know why. You actually know where it stems from. You actually can link them both together instead of keeping yourself in this wanting phase that I was talking about on my social medias the other day. That really just keeps you in a lack mentality of reminding yourself that you don't have it, instead of desire. That's more of an exciting word, right? It's kind of like giving you that sort of aspect there, because you actually can link exactly why you want it and how it makes you feel. So when I ask my clients to step into their abundant selves now, to see that version of yourself that feels those things, meditate on them, like envision that life for you and feel those feelings. And then go be that version now. People often get confused by this. And I know that I did, because I was like, well, what are you talking about? When I first learned this, like, if I was that version of myself, I would be on a yacht in like the Caribbean over bright blue waters with my husband, and I would be sipping champagne, and I would be having gourmet dinners and staying in 5-star resorts and just living large. That was what I would be doing. So how can I do that now? There's just no way. This is often where people stop, right? Because they get so frustrated and they get constantly reminded that they're not there yet. They see the vision, but like I said, they keep in that wanting state of lack, reminding themselves that they don't have it, and never move past it, because it's kind of almost scary. You don't want to keep reminding yourself that you don't have something, but the point here is to establish the feeling. Because we can tap into a feeling now. The law of polarity tells us that that there's a polar opposite of one, of everything, right? And to be able to know what freedom means, to be able to know what abundance means, what wealth means, to truly know what it means, you must have experienced it at some time. So you know how it feels to be whatever that feeling is for you: freedom, excitement. So then I want you to ask yourself, what is it that makes you feel those feelings? For me, like, here's an example. For freedom, for me, one of my favorite things in the world is to take the top off of my Jeep, to turn on some blasting reggae music, and go for like a road trip adventure that is like not anywhere super specific, with the sun shining, by myself or with a friend or with my boyfriend, whoever it is. Like, that just makes me feel so excited. It makes me feel so happy. It makes me feel so free. And I'm instantly tapped in to that vibration when I do that. So what is that thing for you? I want you to take a second to think about it. Comment it here if you have an idea, because sometimes typing it out, allows you to recognize things that, you might have not recognized before. Because I'm asking you to think deeply upon this. Maybe you never have before, but what is something that just makes you feel so freaking happy, or just super tapped into what abundance gives you, makes you feel abundant, or, makes you feel free, makes you feel wealthy? What is that for you? Because the thing is, we can tap into that whenever we choose to. If you know what it is that makes you feel that way, then you can tap into that feeling whenever you want to. And there might be more things. It might not just be you're like driving your Jeep or doing whatever. Like for me, I like hiking. I like adventuring. I get really tapped into my creative soul when I'm writing or journaling, or doing any like other creative endeavors and such things. There's a lot of other concepts we could talk about here when it talks about this, like speaking about elevating your every moment, right? So if we're tapping into abundance and wealth, what does that vibration look like, right? It looks like that anything that taps you into that feeling or emotion that you're desiring, right? And also elevating the moments that exists inside. Let me give you an example. One of my favorite ones, because when they're with their get my words together, where this idea originated from, for me, I had gotten some Lashify lashes, the like glue on do-it-yourself at home little snippet lashes. I don't have them on right now, but when I first got them, I just recognized I was coming out of the shower. I had a towel around my head, and I was in my robe, and I was putting my lashes on. And it took me a second, but then I realized, I was like, holy shit. Like, this is super freaking abundant right now. This is lavish and luxurious. And like, how am I just letting this pass me by? Like, I'm just used to doing my lashes now, right? So like, I didn't like think about it as much. But I was like, I'm going to elevate this moment. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. I grabbed myself a glass of white wine and some ice and, turned on some jams and like really got into that vibration, put on my best robe and just like went with it and was really present inside of those moments and really tapping into how it felt to be in that energy of luxury, of lavish, of abundance, of feeling those feelings. And elevating them more and more so I could really, really, really feel them. And this goes with like all of our moments. Sorry, I keep checking to make sure that my dog isn't getting into the chicken coop. So the more that you recognize this, the more that you try this, the easier it is to tap in. Because it could be like a very common example that I always give as well is, for me, I like lighting candles and incense and, turning all the lights off and listening to like vibrational sounds and sound baths and stuff like that. When I realized this, I wasn't doing it all the time. And maybe you have something similar to this. You're saving this thing for the right time, like you want to save your candles, in my case, save your incense and, whatever else it is. Why do we do this to ourselves? We are constantly keeping ourselves inside of a scarcity mindset, convincing our minds that there's not enough, that there's scarcity, that you don't deserve to have that thing now. You need to wait for a better time because you don't have enough, because there's scarcity, because there's lack. Those little tiny hints, those little tiny things that we do to ourselves have a subconscious effect. So I want you to tap into those moments at every time. Every moment, stay present for it and tap into the abundance frequency. Lighting those incense, lighting those candles, turning the lights off, doing the sound vibrations, whatever the thing is for you that makes you feel super tapped in when you're at home, when you're outside of your home or whatever it is that you're doing. If it makes you feel super tapped in and abundant to dress like a total badass, then do it. Doesn't matter where you're going. You don't have to justify anything, to do your hair all nice and do your makeup all nice, to make yourself feel those feelings of wealth, abundance, freedom, luxury, whatever those feelings are that you are desiring, tapping into those on purpose. On purpose. We're constantly elevating it. We're constantly tapping into it. And the more that we do this on a habitual level, that reality comes to us too. Because the thing is, that version of you that you see yourself in the some sort of future or another dimension or another life, or just like you would consider your next level self or whatever those things are, that version of you that you see did not come from being wealthy. And it will not come from being wealthy. It doesn't work like that. It works opposites. The wealth came from you being that version first. Because that reality, that vibration that you tap yourself into allows everything else to come into your life. And money is just one concept of it, okay? It's not just the money in your bank account. It is so much more that ends up coming into your life, because we can't associate everything with dollar bills, okay? Because there are so many different ways that abundance can make its way into your life. That wealth mindset, wealth consciousness can come into your life. You could get a house that's been gifted to you that dropped out of the sky, or a car that was like I don't know, somehow was majorly discounted and fell into your lap, or this dream job that just coincidentally worked its way towards you, this refund, this that you didn't even know where it came from. I had a client, or I had someone that literally told me that her bill, her PUD bill was paid for, and had, after practicing the practices that we were really talking about, and literally her husband didn't pay it. Nobody paid it. It was just paid for it. And it was like magic. She didn't understand. So many synchronicities like this, like rewards and points and free shit and all of these things. You can never come up with all the trillions of reasons how abundance can come your way. It's not just money and dollar bills. So we can't limit ourselves by that feeling that we are wanting money so badly. Because when we keep ourselves in that wanting phase, like I said, we keep ourselves constantly reminded that we are in lack, that we don't have something. Like that quote that's like, I don't chase, I attract. Because when I chase, that means I lack. When you become really obsessed with something and don't detach in this like feeling of just expectation that you get to have it anyway, what you're doing is repelling it. And the same thing goes when you feel like there's only one way that you can get wealth and abundance, money, success, all these things into your life. Maybe because of past programming that we'll talk about in another masterclass altogether about subconscious wirings. But maybe you were convinced there was only one way to do something, right? Like one big thing that we'll talk about in another masterclass is, that success has to be really hard, that you have to work really, really hard for success, or you have to sacrifice your time, or you have to sacrifice your fun, or all of these different things to have success and wealth in your life. If we believe that, then it will be true. If we believe that, then it'll be true. But there is a billion different ways that wealth and abundance can fall into your lap. And when you are open to that idea, when you're open to that reality, then you are allowing all of those trillions of different ways to come to you. But if you think that it's only going to happen one way, then you're really limiting yourself. Any of this hitting home for you guys? Tell me all about it. I love, love, love the topic of abundance, because here's the thing, guys. We are all abundant by nature. When we talk about quantum physics and literally just how the universe works in general, there's so much that goes into it that we really talk inside of the course the abundance frequency. I can't speak, I swear. I've drank too much coffee. Getting to this topic of understanding that you are abundant by nature. And when you come to this truth, you can detach so much more. You can desire something and drop it at that and just expect it to come your way and act as if and be grateful for it before it's even there, because you know that it's coming. It is just pure magic when you understand the whole of it all. But we are all abundant by nature. We are all one. Life itself is pure abundance. You simply existing is abundance. Your heart beating and you breathing is abundance. And when you tap into those moments of abundance, it allows you to tap into presence also. Like you could do it in reversal. When you tap into presence, you can also then tap into that abundance frequency, right? Because you're recognizing the beauty around you in every single moment where there lies abundance, and what you focus on expands. And not only focusing on it, but like I was saying before, expanding it, elevating it. You see something beautiful and lavish around you, and you starting to feel yourself tapped in to like that vibration of luxury and abundance or whatever it is. Elevating it, rolling with it, and making it a habit of how you live your life to really tap into it constantly, tap into that version of you, that feeling, that vibration all of the time. It's like the same concept of, I love this example because I can totally relate, and I think a lot of women can, maybe men too. Like that outfit that you have in your closet that you bought that you thought would look super freaking cute together, and it would make you look like a badass, like that next level bitch that you have in your dream reality somewhere. That pair of like heels with the crop top and the high-waisted thing and the this and the that, and you could wear your makeup like this and your hair like that, and you would look like a badass, but you never wear it, right? It just sits in your closet and you look at it and you're like, not today. Not today. Not a good day. I'm not doing anything special. But you say this every single day. It's the same concept with stepping into that version of yourself, tapping into that vibration of that version of you. That version. Every time that you choose not to put that outfit on is another day that you choose not to be that version of you. And this is just one concept. This is just the outfit concept, but it works. I think it works so phenomenally. The same with every decision that you make, with every single choice that you make, with every single thing that you choose to focus on, you choose to create, you choose to expand, you create the life that is around you. If you look around, everything that is in your reality at this moment in time, it is of your creation. And it's not something that you need to physically change, okay, well, I better paint my house because I wanted this color of house, and then I should chop this off because I didn't see myself having this part of my house. I don't know, that's a weird example, but it's something that we have to do vibrationally. We have to tap into that version of us first before the wealth, or before that version, the feeling of that comes, or the result of that comes, right? This money didn't come because of, you just all of a sudden had money. That version of you had to come first. Same with success. Same with choosing happiness above all else always, right? It doesn't just pop out of nowhere and all of a sudden you're just happy because you did this meditation this one day and it said 10 minutes today, and then you're gonna be instantly the happiest person on a get rich quick scheme or whatever it is, do this abundance meditation and you'll have an instant manifestation afterwards. You have to be that version first. It's not instantaneous, but it can happen very, very fast if you make a very committed decision to stop staying in this vibrational state that you're in and move on to another one. And we form habits with being in the vibrational state that we're currently in, and that's why it's hard to get out of, because it shakes us up, it makes us uncomfortable. But if there's anything that has been proven, is that through uncomfortability is where real growth happens, where real change happens. And so I want to practice a practice with you guys today. And this is going to be kind of your homework that I want you to really start from too. And like I said, if you're watching this recording, please just do everything as if it were live, because we're going to do this right now. And we can make it short and sweet, but you can go ahead and do longer afterwards, or continue this every day if you want to, whatever it is. But we're going to take a second, just take a minute to breathe and ground yourself. Feel free to close your eyes. Actually, I prefer you close your eyes. Ignore my dogs huffing and puffing in the background. And I want you to just visualize that version of yourself that has all the wealth, all the money, all the success. How does she look? What is she wearing? Where does she live? But now I want you to go about her day from start to finish. Visualize her waking up, wherever she is in her bed. What kind of bed is she in? What kind of bedding does she have? How does she wake up? I want you to think about this in every detail. Does she stretch in bed before she gets up? Does she cuddle her dog or her cat or her boyfriend or husband? Does she read a book for a second? Does she just sit and meditate or listen to the birds? What does she do? How does she get up? What does she do? What is her morning routine? Does she drink a cup of lemon water? How does she like her coffee? What type of nutritious, delicious meal is she eating? Does she do yoga? How does she wake herself up? Does she work out? Does she go to the gym? What's that look like? What kind of outfit does she wear? How does she dress herself? How does she do her makeup? How does she do her hair? How does she show up in the world? What energy does she show up in? I want you to think about the day in her life from start to finish in every single detail. And I want you to take your time. I'm going to give you a couple more minutes. Finish up her day. Does she work for herself? What does she do? Where does she work? How does she show up? What's her office space look like? How does she show up for her team? What does her relationships look like? What does her relationship with herself look like? How does she do self-love for herself every day? One more minute. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. Well, how do you feel? Should feel wealthy and abundant. And we're gonna carry that on for the rest of the day. But now I want to ask you, because like I said before, when a lot of times when I ask people that question, what is your next level self doing? Where is she? How does she feel? Tap into that. She's not always on a yacht in the Caribbean with her boyfriend drinking champagne in a 5-star resort. She's not always doing that. Maybe she's an author. Maybe she's a coach. Maybe she's an entrepreneur of some sort. Maybe she's not. Maybe she has a really high up CEO job that has lots of time off and is paid amazing. And she loves that sort of work environment. Maybe she's a stay-at-home mom that has like a mom blog. Like, I don't care what it is. It's all possible. What does that normal day in the life of her look like? That's what we kind of walk through here. What time does she get up? How does she wake up? What's the mood that she's in? What does she do? How is her mindset? Does she read? Does she meditate? Does she do yoga? Does she journal? How does she drink her coffee, or how I like her coffee? Does she drink a thing of water? Does she drink super healthy? Does she go to the gym? Does she make her bed? How does her home look? Is it clean? Like, you know, all of the things. Because the thing is that version of you, like for me, I would, she wakes up, 8 o'clock, she meditates and does this and does that. She, is really healthy and drinks water, goes to the gym, all of these things. And it's taken me a while, and we are always continuing to do this thing, right? We're always stepping into another level that shakes us up and gets us uncomfortable, right? But stepping into that version of you now in every single detail, you can do. You can wake up at that time. You can meditate. You can do the yoga. You can drink the water. You can eat the foods that she eats. You can go to the gym and do the workouts that she does. You can show up in the energy that she carries herself in, that you saw inside of this vision. She can have a clean house if that's what she has. She can have an office space, and make sure you have an office space to have space for, a business that you want to grow. All of those details you can do. Okay? If you have a 9-to-5 job and you want to meditate in the morning but you don't have time, wake up 20 minutes earlier. The question is how bad do you want it? Because it really has to do with how you can step into that now, because it's all possible. And if you choose to bet on your excuses rather than to bet on how it can happen for you and all of the, possibilities and all the reasons why it can work, then your circumstances that you created are going to always win. If you bet on your failure, then it'll be there. And if you bet on your success, believe me, it'll be there too. And it'll change your life to bet on your success. Where's the dissonance here? What are the things that you're not doing that your higher self is doing? Because if you choose to focus on what you don't have right now, that you're still in the 9-to-5 and you don't have, you have to wake up so early and you don't want to wake up any earlier and you hate your job and blah, 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 and all the reasons why you can't do it, then you are just expanding all of the circumstances that you're creating for yourself that are not going to allow you to do it. You're just expanding all of the lack things in your life, all the things that you dislike, you're expanding those into your life instead of focusing on the possibilities, instead of focusing on the abundance and the things that are possible. If you begin to focus on that over here, you'll watch that expand. And if you begin to show up as that version of yourself every single day with the tiniest little detail from when she wakes up and what she does for her morning routine, start there, how she shows up for the day, maybe how she unwinds at night. Watch the reality around you match that. Because in quantum physics, there are many different planes of which you are playing out different portions of your life, right? And this is exactly what quantum leaping is when you shift into that version of you vibrationally that is in this reality. That's what a quantum leap is. When you raise your vibration to the reality of you that made all these choices and did these things and is already wealthy and has the business and all the things, that's what a quantum leap is. So that's your homework, and I want to hear about it. And that's exactly what we're talking about inside of the abundance frequency. So I launched this course last year around this time. It is a 4-week course that focuses on elevating your wealth consciousness and becoming an abundance and wealth magnet. really understanding how it works within quantum physics, how to quantum leap, how to raise your vibration to that of abundance on a regular, habitual standard. And we work in a group setting on Zoom, so we really get to have individual time with all of you to understand your circumstances that you're creating for yourself and how to continually elevate that. So that's the thing that I love about this the most, is because it's so personal. I love working with my clients in a setting where it's small and a setting where I get to literally work with every single one of you, because having you show up is so important. Having you show up for yourself every single day, every single week, continually being forced back into that vibration is so necessary in the beginning until it becomes a habit. And the people that have been inside of this course have literally had $50,000+ fall into their lap and beyond. It has been the most amazing thing that I have ever launched, to be honest. I love this course so much. I call it pure gold. So if you want in on that, please send me a message here. I'm having it at a pre-sale price for just everyone in this container for $555 or 4 payments of $150. And like I said, this is a limited time just for the people inside of this container. That will probably only be around for a week or two tops. So do send me a message here if you want to get in on this. We are going to begin either the end of August or September. So if you have any questions, please let me know. But I want to know how this homework goes for you. I want to know how trying this out works for you. And not even just trying it out, just do it, right? This book that I'm reading, that is, it's so interesting how they phrase all these different things, because it's like, well, how do you do it? How do you step into this version? How do you, do this, and how do you do that, and how do you choose to do this instead? And there's no shortcutting it, guys. You just do it. Just do it now. That's it. You just do it. How do you choose to be certain? You just do it. You just choose to do it with full-hearted, no bullshitting, because when you decide on the reason why we don't 100% go in on things or bet on our success or all of these other things usually has to do with the fear of the outcome. Usually has to do with the fear of showing up as that version of ourselves that actually bets on their success, that is actually successful. The fear behind showing up as that person. And because we don't know what's outside of that, because we only know what's inside of our reality now. And so if it's not in our reality now, and it tends to subconsciously scare us. And that's what I choose. That's what I tell everyone when it comes to whether they should join a group container with me or not, within the abundance frequency, we could say, is to, instead of betting on your failure, what if you bet on your success? Whenever you choose to invest in yourself in any sort of way, the way that you do it energetically matters. It matters 100%. Because if you're not going to bet on your success, then don't join anything. If you are joining something and you're scared that it's going to fail, and it's probably going to fail, and you don't expect much, you're not going to show up for yourself because you're not ready to. You're not ready to be that version of yourself yet. You're not ready to bet on yourself yet. And I'm not saying that you're not ready. You're just not choosing to, because there's no such thing as ready. It's just a choice. But when you choose to do that, when you show up as that person, that version of yourself, you'll watch the reality around you change. Because when you choose something with 100% certainty, with no plan B, no backup plan, the reality around you forms and shifts. Quantum physics can explain it for you as well. So bet on your success within joining this course with me. I promise you that it has changed every single person that has joined. Even the masterclasses here, this takes it times 2,000. I don't even know. It's just it's a life-changing experience, and you get all access to the recordings afterwards. And I am forever in all of my client circles too. So I'm so happy to have you here. If you have any questions, like I said, send me a DM or comment me. You can comment here or on my Instagram. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this masterclass today. I love this topic, and I want to hear all about the massive shifts that you have right after this, because a lot of the times when you show up for things like this, the universe sees it, and the more you practice it, the more it compounds the energy, the more it compounds the effects, and you can manifest some results very, very quickly. So be sure to tell me. Thank you for showing up, though, guys. Thank you for showing up for yourselves. And I can't wait to see the results you get for doing such a thing for yourself. Remember to tap into that vibration today. Stay present inside of your moments. Elevate them. Recognize the beauty and the abundance around you and watch it expand. All right. Have a good Tuesday, guys.